Okay. Graham?
Ben, it's fine. It'll either wash out or it'll make you look tough.
Did you leave this in my office?
Oh, is that Kudo? Neat. He's a pretty cool commander, huh?
Ah, so you're the one leaving all these bear cards around the office. I presume you're trying to influence the deck tech.
I would never bearception my friends.
Okay, but if you wouldn't do it...
Bear.
Please stop.
I'm trying to help. Plus, I have a great suggestion for the deck tech. Check your back pocket.
Oh. How did you do that?
Are you impressed?
Close, I'm upset.
Why? I only let myself into your house when you're not there.
What are you doing in my house? Is that what you were talking about when you said it'll wash out?
Or make you seem tough. Now, I gotta go, but when you do get home, don't look in your underwear drawer. There's like 60 grizzly bears. Okay, bye.
Oh, this is sick. Hey, it's time for another LRRMTG Tech with me, Baron Ulmer. No, that's not anything. Wait, okay, try again, sorry. Fellow hobbits, we're back in Middle-earth. The smell of delicious hobbit feasts, fresh forest air, lofty mountain peaks, and goblin outhouses. Okay, no, wait, hold on, I got a better one. Another bear commander is here, and the only thing fuller than my excitement to build around him is Graham Stark's notifications on social media about it. It's one of my favorite characters from The Hobbit, the great Beorn, Northman, skin changer, and leader of the new list that I'm calling the Blind Bearternities. Beorn the Fierce is a 6/6 bear shapeshifter warrior for 3 green. He's got trample, gives other bears you control +2/+2, and at the beginning of combat on your turn, he puts a trample counter on up to 1 target creature you control, which then becomes a bear in addition to its other types. Finally, if you control 3 or more bears, you draw 2 cards. Beorn is pretty cool, but he's more than just another cool kindred bear commander. Sure, he buffs and draws cards, but he also gives out trample counters. And there's another kindred deck that I could think of that could use a little bit of trample on their big old tentacles. That's right, we're making Beardrazi. Despite being massive titans of destruction, Kozilek, Ulamog, and even Big Mama Emrakul can be blocked by squirrel tokens. But once Beorn gives our noodly friends a trample counter and turns them into skyscraper-sized bears, your opponents will barely be able to keep up. No longer will Artisan of Kozilek, It That Betrays, and Desolation Twin be held back by their fear of 1/1s. We're gonna crundle right over those pesky tokens. Now this deck's main plan is to play a bunch of big guys, turn them into bears, and trample on through for big damage. But Eldrazi aren't just a group of huge monsters from the Blind Eternities, they're also a synergistic creature type that offers a ton of useful cards that fill all kinds of utility roles. Worldbreaker is a more reasonably sized spaghetti monster that gives you some much needed board interaction while also being able to recur itself. And Conduit of Ruin lets you tutor for your titans while making them cheaper to cast. And speaking of casting, Glaring Fleshraker, Spawnbed Protector, Kozilek's Predator, and Chittering Dispatcher all help you ramp up to those double-digit mana values by creating scions and spawns that you can crack for mana. You've also got Eldrazi adjacent spells like Selective Obliteration, a cool spell that board wipes while also keeping our green creatures safe, and Eldritch Immunity, a nifty bit of protection that can either save a single creature or an entire board from harm. Eldrazi Confluence is a modal spell that can kill or pump a creature, flicker something, or make scions. And it seems only right that we pay homage to the set that started it all with Rise of the Eldrazi, a 12-mana sorcery that destroys a permanent, draws cards, and gives you an extra turn. If you want to cast something that costs 12, you're gonna need to ramp. But luckily, Beorn means we're playing the color that does exactly that. Cultivate, Traverse the Outlands, and even Sylvan Scrying are all variations of effects we'll be using to get those rookie mana numbers up. And I also want to give a special shout out to Springleaf Parade, which gives us a bunch of little Beartrazis and turns our tokens into mana dorks. Now obviously we're focusing a lot on the Eldrazi here, but I want to make sure that the bear enjoyers aren't missing out on their favorite creature type. Bear. Maskwood Nexus is a funky little artifact that turns all your creatures into changelings, allowing you to instantly reap the benefits of Beorn's card drawing clause, and turning all your scions and spawns into little bears that get +2/+2. Realm Walker lets you cast creature spells from the top of your deck, and Roaming Throne copies Beorn's effect, meaning you make double bears each combat. Of course, I'm partially doing this as a nod to my bear-loving friend Graham. Hi! So, it would feel wrong not to put in the man who learned to stop punching many bear and instead become friend to all bear kind. Surrak and Goreclaw will cover for when your commander is down, not only giving your big Beartrazis trample, but also giving your freshly entering ones a +1/+1 counter and haste, which is frankly horrifying. So now we have a list full of terrifying creatures and the mana to get them on board. But how do we make sure we have plenty of squiggly friends to cast? Green might not be the color most associated with card draw, but we still have plenty of ways to make sure our hand stays nice and full. Greater Good, Up the Beanstalk, Elemental Bond, Return of the Wildspeaker, and the Great Henge are all classic green bangers, with Henge also acting as a mana rock that will be fairly cheap to cast when you've got a big old Dumbo on the board. Now Ben, you might be saying, these are all old cards. We're in this fantastic world of Tolkien and you haven't given me anything new besides the commander. Well, don't you worry your fuzzy little hobbit grippers. There just so happens to be a card in this set that is quite literally perfect for this deck. Dancing from Dark to Dawn is a 5-mana enchantment that reads, whenever you cast a creature spell, put X +1/+1 counters on target creature where X is that spell's mana value. Also, whenever a land enters play, make a 2/2 bear. So not only do you get a bear whenever a land enters, but every time you resolve some 10 mana Beartrazi, you get to put 10 +1/+1 counters on something. I'm telling you, literally designed for this deck. Thanks, Gavin. Or Daniel. Look, someone's responsible, and it's disgusting. Also, in the realm of new cards, Through the Forest Gate seems like a new green commander staple, an effect that goes 20 cards deep into your library and drops every land you find onto the battlefield. Finally, because I'm a gambling man and we're hoping to make a bajillion mana, we're running a copy of good old G-Wave, which reveals the top X cards of your library and drops any amount of permanents revealed this way onto the battlefield. Sure, you could put 14 mana into this and have nothing happen. But also, you could put 14 mana into this and drop 14 Eldrazi. It just depends on how much of a coward you are. Also, there's a ton of great lands that are perfect for casting big colorless dorks. Eye of Ugin, Shrine of the Forsaken Gods, Sanctum of Ugin, Ugin's Labyrinth, and the classic Tower Mine and Power Plant. Thanks, Urza. There's also lands that net us creatures, like Argoth's Sanctum of Nature, which spits out bears, and Spawning Bed, that can be sacrificed for a bunch of scions. This might be a far cry from the bear commander decks of yore, where you jammed like the 10 good bear cards into the 99 and filled the rest with a bunch of vanilla tutus. Hey! But now in the year of 2026, thanks to J.R.R. Tolkien, we can turn Emrakul into a trampling tentacle bear of fury and destruction. And I'd like to think that's exactly what he had planned from the beginning when he created Beorn. So, thanks man. You're a real one.